Good evening and welcome. Some of you may know me as the new director for the School of Music at NAU. But starting now, you may all know me as the first ever director of the Kitt School of Music. But tonight I'm just the MC, so I'll begin by welcoming everyone who is attending in person here in the Michael and Karen Kitt Recital Hall, and of course to everyone who is attending virtually online. I'll begin our celebration tonight by saying, tonight we take a step forward together into our future. You don't need me to tell you that the community of music and the arts in Northern Arizona is tremendous and has been so for several generations. I, for one, am exceedingly proud to be one of the new voices that is the expression of music at NAU. My colleagues have heard me say this a number of times, so I'm going to say it again right now. I'm so excited to be here because this is really great. I'm excited to be a part of this, and I'm excited for all of us to be a part of this. We have so much to be proud of already. The progress and success of our students, the quality of our scholarship, the reputation of our artistry, and all of you, the support from our community, from our patrons, from our administration, and from our alumni. It has been through a series of gifts, including the many donations, small and large, that built this beautiful space in which we gather during this moment, to the gift most recently, which is the reason that we are celebrating tonight, that the Kitt School of Music heretofore is more securely anchored in this region and the state of Illinois, or excuse me. That shows you how green I am. Heretofore, we're securely anchored in this region in the state of Arizona. Where our mission, the power of our mission, will reach further and farther spheres. So I can't wait for all of us to thank Mike and Karen for their love, their generosity, their transformative vision. But before I do, it is my extreme honor and pleasure to introduce another new kid on the block, an individual who brings to our community a sense of hope, compassion, and some seriously righteous strategic planning. The president, who needs no introduction, Dr. Jose Luis Cruz Rivera.
Good evening, and thank you all for joining us for this very special event. I want to acknowledge a few special guests here this evening, of course, Mike and Karen Kitt. Let's give them a big round of applause. We're also privileged to have with us the chair of the Arizona Board of Regents, Lyndall Manson, the Executive Director of the Arizona Board of Regents, John Arnold, the Student Regent of the Arizona Board of Regents, who also is a student at Northern Arizona University, Rachel Kenyer, and of course, many distinguished guests, faculty, staff, administrators, friends of NAU. So I'm very fortunate tonight to be able to acknowledge Mike and Karen Kitt's generosity and unwavering support of the arts at NAU and in Flagstaff by tonight's official naming of the Kitt School of Music. The first time I was on this stage at the Kitt Recital Hall, the audience was pretty much empty. The auditorium was pretty much empty. It was the day after I was officially announced as the finalist for the position of president of Northern Arizona University. And the previous night, and the previous few days, to that opportunity that I had to deliver my first address to the university, Rima and I had spent a few days in Phoenix, going through hours and hours and hours and hours and hours and hours and hours of interviews. And it was kind of a reality show situation because there were two finalists at that point in time that were going through this process. And we were told when we came to Phoenix to bring two sets of luggage. One, in case that we were selected, we would come to Flagstaff the next morning for a couple of days to do a whirlwind tour of the university and deliver an initial address and meet everyone and get the ball rolling for the new presidency. And another in case we had to go home. And so we said, forget that, we're taking one set of luggage and it's going to be either Flagstaff or Sedona. We were not going to miss the opportunity to do that. But we did get the call. We were so privileged late the night before to get a call. We celebrated with bad pizza and beer at the hotel that we had been given this fantastic opportunity to lead Northern Arizona University. And so that's when we started looking at the agenda for the next 2 days. And as we were looking at the agenda for the next 2 days, I noticed that this was this first address, presidential address to the university at Kitt Recital Hall. And of course, I'm probably into my second beer by now. And I'm thinking, maybe I should know who Kitt is or was and weave that into my remarks, right? And the reason for that is that all of us in academia know that there is deep meaning in how we name our buildings. And there are many ways that buildings come about their names. Some of them here in NAU I'm still trying to figure out because they're called Building 37, Building 69, Old Main. But some of them do have names, and some of them are steeped in history. And were afforded to those buildings as a result of deep reflection on part of the academic community after the fact, in recognition of the legacy of those individuals on behalf of the university or the state or academia in general. But there are other buildings, as the Kitt Recital Hall and now the Kitt School of Music, that come about getting their name from this coming together of a benefactor that sees potential in the work that's happening in that building, in this case the School of Music, and the people that are driving that work. And the people that are driving that work seeing an alignment in vision for the future with the potential benefactors. And that is what has happened here today, and something that we will be celebrating for years. It's a situation where our faculty, our staff, our students, our administration, our alumni, our friends are in alignment with the vision that Mike and Karen Kitt have for this great institution, for this great school, and for the great programs that we manage on behalf of the students that have the opportunity to entrust us or provide us the opportunity to be part of their educational journeys. And so while I did not get a chance to really read up on who Kitt is or Kitt was back then, since then, I've just been so privileged, Rima and I have gotten to know Karen and Mike in more personal ways, and learned about their passions, why they chose Flagstaff, why they're so invested in NAU, even though they never went to NAU or have any family members that went to NAU, and why they are so invested in ensuring that this university has the resources it needs to fulfill this vision of the future for the arts at NAU and in Flagstaff. And I'm sure that Mike will talk a little bit about the many ways in which our lives are connected that go beyond our respective times in New York City, but also all the way back to Puerto Rico. It's amazing how small the world is and how rich in connections we all are. So music has always been a part of their lives, and as devoted supporters of the arts and sciences, they jumped right into becoming a part of the community once they settled in Flagstaff. At NAU, they did so through philanthropy, board service, and volunteer efforts. They saw the excellence of our teaching and student performances and wanted to provide NAU and the community a music facility that matched that level of excellence, so they made a significant gift, paving the way for the state-of-the-art Kitt Recital Hall in which we are today. But their passion wouldn't let them stop there, and they looked for ways to elevate the School of Music as a whole to an even higher level of excellence. Mike and Karen gave yet another generous donation to support the School of Music's priorities, including increasing NAU's recognition of outstanding faculty and students, and offering engaging community performances that can be enjoyed by all. Because they really understand that an academic institution such as NAU, an anchor institution in the community, is not just about producing degrees, it's also about being a hub for cultural enrichment as well as economic development. This is the largest ever donation for the College of the Arts and Letters, making the Kitts true leaders in philanthropy with an unmatched legacy. The NAU family is proud to recognize the Kitts as lumberjacks for life. Let's give them a big round of applause for that. Mike and Karen's foresight, leadership, and generosity have had a transformative impact on NAU faculty, students, and the Flagstaff community, elevating NAU's prestige in Arizona and the region for excellence in the musical arts. My notes here now say read the plaque, so I think I gotta go over here. Let's do that. I'm gonna ask them to join us on stage. The Kitt School of Music, Michael and Karen Kitt, in appreciation of all the School of Music does for Northern Arizona University, the Flagstaff community, and in preparing future generations of music performers, teachers, and scholars. December 15, 2021, I am so proud to announce officially that this is for now and forever, and not in the state of Illinois, but in Arizona, known as the Kitt School of Music. A big round of applause for everyone.
Well, it's certainly a great pleasure to be here with all of you to celebrate the beginning of a new era for the School of Music. Unlike Eric, I'm going to read, so don't make any mistakes. Seriously, Karen and I would first like to honor all the members of the School of Music, past and present. We really consider it a privilege to be able to name an academic unit with such a distinguished group of faculty and administration. And you are truly the inspiration that led to this naming. I think we should have a round of applause for all the faculty. I have some thanks to offer. We first would like to extend our personal thanks to Dean Michael Vincent, who first engaged both of us in the College of Arts and Letters. As the old Chinese proverb goes, a journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step, and it was Michael who took those first steps with us. We were also delighted to be partnering with Eric Lenz, the first director of the Kitt School of Music. We are very impressed with his energy, his forward thinking, and his aspirations for the future. Karen and I look forward to all the things that will be accomplished through his leadership. Thank you, Eric. There's not much positive that can be said about the recent pandemic. The one exception for us is because of COVID restrictions, normal activities weren't possible, and Chris Boyer, as his wife Amy would put it, was not able to be Deanie. This allowed us to spend many valuable hours in thoughtful discussion with Dean Boyer. He has played a crucial role in outlining a path forward as we strive to make the School of Music all that we know it is capable of being. Chris? Karen and I also want to recognize our new president, Jose Luis Cruz Rivera, a lot of names. As we worked to finalize this naming, we had many interactions with him. What we have found is a person with extraordinary leadership qualities, someone who deeply values the arts and the humanities, and someone we are convinced will leave an important legacy for NAU. I hope all of you in the future get to know this wonderful person the way we have. I'm going to go off script now because the president has asked me to. We do have, myself and President Cruz, some interesting intersections. I spent 4 years working for Pfizer in Puerto Rico, a country, an area, a culture that I truly came to love. And so we share many common experiences there. I spent a total of 7.5 years in the City University of New York. So did the president, albeit at somewhat different times. But you know, it's interesting about universities. They create a culture. And whether you have been in that university in the 1950s and 60s, as I was, or otherwise, you do develop a set of values. And so as I said to the president earlier tonight, we've only known him for 6 months, but it seems like we've known him for years, and we consider him a good friend and certainly a good friend of NAU. Last, but certainly not least, we would like to acknowledge all of our friends in music who support the school's activities, each in their own way. The Kitt School of Music stands on the shoulders of your generosity, and we look forward to your continued partnership as we move forward. Karen and I have witnessed firsthand the positive impact that this new recital hall has had on faculty and students alike. Now we are looking forward to the next phase of elevating the School of Music to a level we know it is capable of. Exciting times await us all. Thank you. I'll introduce you. And now Karen, my best friend, my very best friend in music, and the love of my life, wants to say a few words of her own.
Thank you. As I'm sure you have heard, both Mike and I are first-generation college graduates. Neither my mother or father were able to attend college, and in fact, my mother and her twin sister had to quit high school after 9th grade to go and work to help support their family. Both my parents grew up on potato farms in New York on Long Island during the Great Depression, so financial resources were limited. Mom and her 2 sisters opened a beauty parlor, and during World War II, Dad enlisted in the Army. Later on, Mom worked in the cafeteria at Grumman Aerospace, which at the time was located in my hometown. Dad repaired Army planes and then worked in an auto body shop. So with that background today, I would like to honor, I swore I wasn't going to do this. I would like to honor my parents who instilled in me a desire to excel in school and seek the education that would help to ensure my future success. They were not classical music enthusiasts, but encouraged me to study the violin in elementary school and junior high school. In college, I was introduced to many classics. My roommate was a piano major, so more exposure to music. Then meeting Mike with his musical interests and background, and we attended so many memorable concerts at Carnegie Hall, Lincoln Center, and Tanglewood with many of the great orchestras and solo performers. Fast forward to our move to Flagstaff in late 2012 and our discovery of the talented faculty and students of the NAU School of Music. Here we are 9 years later, and we have attended more than 200 performances. Thank you. Including 72 in this recital hall. I would like to echo all of Mike's earlier thank yous and kudos. Now we are truly looking forward to an even brighter future for NAU and the Kitt School of Music. Thank you.
Good job, baby. Yes.
Well, how about Mike and Karen? What would be the Kitt School of Music without music? We knew that we couldn't have a ceremony like this, a celebration like this, without at least one musical moment, or as Schubert would say, moment musical. So we will bring to you a snapshot of a concert that we're featuring on Monday, which is a full Schubert program. This is one movement from one piece on that program. This is the final movement from the Trout Quintet by Franz Schubert. So now Mike and Karen can say they've attended 73 concerts in the Kitt Recital Hall. And if you're wondering why is it called the Trout Quintet, you'll just have to attend on Monday night at 7:30 in this same space, where you'll see Mike and Karen attending their 74th concert in the Kitt Recital Hall. So we come to the end of the ceremony portion of our celebration, but the thank you and the celebration continues. We have an open house to offer you. What would be the Kitt School of Music without a school of music? Sometimes it's fun to eat sausage, and sometimes it's fun to see how they make it. So you have the opportunity to observe 4 works in progress. In the upstairs balcony of the Ardrey Auditorium, we have the trombone choir conducted by David Vining, professor of trombone. And in the choir room, otherwise known as PFA, Building 37, 145, just turn right and go down the hallway. You will hear our jazz choir performing with Sam Ginger at piano. You'll notice our directors of choral activities are not here. They're conspicuously absent because they're attending the ACDA conference in Long Beach, California, where the NAU Women's Chorale has been invited to perform. So that's how awesome the Kitt School of Music already is. Also, we have string chamber music with piano in PFA Building 37, 144, which you go around and around. Just follow people who like chamber music. They'll tell you where the piano room is. And then if you go up these stairs, you can hear the percussion ensemble in what we call the instrumental rehearsal room. After about 30 minutes, you'll notice the crowd is thinning. At that time, you should all convene on the stage of Ardrey Auditorium where we have a cocktail reception, and we'll have our toast at that time. So thank you for your presence. Thanks to everyone observing online. I'll see you around the Kitt School of Music.